Yeah, thanks for letting us come on and talk, Quentin and Beth. I appreciate you guys giving us this opportunity to share this information with you all. I do have a really short PowerPoint that I'm going to share, but before I do that, I want to introduce again Dina Spencer. She's a coordinator in Floyd County, and I tell Dina when she does trainings with me, and this is her second training with us, so hopefully this will be a regular thing. I didn't tell her that earlier. We're just gonna, volunteer her into training with us all the time. I said she gives us a little street cred in that she's bringing the coordinator's perspective and helping us to bring resources to you guys and create some ways to share resources amongst yourself. So Dina's going to be talking about one particular spot on the training hub that she helped us to develop. So thanks again, Dina, for being here. I appreciate you taking time out to be with us today. So let me share my screen really quickly. Just so that we can go through what we're going to be talking about today, I think. Yes. So our objectives today are to, can everybody see that? Yeah, are we good? Okay,
yeah,
good.
We can see it.
Excellent. Our objectives today are we're going to show you guys where resources are located on the training hub and how to access them, right? So really kind of nuts and bolts and where to click and those types of things. And we're also going to show you all how to share resources on the training hub as a way to virtually collaborate with each other. So it's a way for you to not only get information, but there's a place for you to give information about the things that you're doing in your centers. Okay, so we're going to be spending most of our time today on the actual training hub. So I do have a QR code on the screen if you want to use like a smartphone or something. If you want to follow along on the training hub, you can use that. Once we get over there to the training hub, once we get out of the PowerPoint, I can post the link into the chat as well. But I wanted to give you guys the opportunity if you wanted to use a separate device that you could use this QR code. Hey. Everybody get it that wants to get it? I'm also going to put it up on the screen, share it on the screen. So, okay. Like I said, it was a very short little PowerPoint presentation. Let me switch over here to the actual training hub so we can start on our tour. And I did notice in the chat that Lachelle says she's having problems with her sound. She can see, but you can't hear. I would just recommend that you go, you leave the Zoom meeting and try to come back in if your sound hasn't resolved yet. That's usually the first thing I try anyway when I'm having technical difficulties. So, okay, so I'm going to jump here into the training hub. Let me share my screen again. So this is our Google site that we call the Training Hub, and this is our central location for all things training. So you're going to be able to find lots of information on this website. We are now on the home page, just like a normal website, the home page. We do have breaking news that we put up here. This is also where you will find a training calendar. So we get requests through DFRYSC Counts for training approvals. So what that means is somebody will say, hey, I want to go to this training. Can you approve it for professional development? Quentin reviews all of those, makes those approvals if appropriate, and then they get added if they're appropriate. If they're not, something very specific like a regional meeting or something like that, we will add them to this training calendar. So this is a place that if you are looking for training opportunities, you can come right here to the home screen and access the training calendar and see training events that have already been approved for professional development. So that's one handy thing right here on the home screen. You do have a place where you can directly email Quentin or myself. So if you have a question, you don't have to go looking up our email addresses. You can just come here and click our name and it'll email us. And then I usually like at the bottom of the home screen to have some piece of information, some visual down there. And this changes quite often. Right now, we've got a FRYSC called Beyond the Basics. It's like a one-pager information about FRYSC statewide. The next page here at the top is orientation information. And this is designed for those new coordinators who will be attending new coordinator orientation or returning coordinator orientation. And so all of you guys have been through that event, you know, where you come for a couple of days and you learn all about contracts and budgets and CPPs and all kinds of fun stuff. So this is the one page on the website that's designed more specifically to new coordinators. But I would encourage even veteran coordinators to check out what is here because we do have some information on advisory councils, Infinite Campus, tracking training, so how to do your PD tracking form and FRYSC counts. The Infinite Campus page is often one that is pretty popular with everybody. It seems like every time we survey about what is your top training need, Infinite Campus comes up. But this has a bunch of training videos and instruction sheets and all kinds of information on it about Infinite Campus. So, all right. And I know I'm talking really fast. So if anybody has any questions, you guys just stop me. All right. So I would encourage you to take a look at this orientation information, just because there might be something that would be interesting to you, or some question that you might have, you might be able to find the answer here. Our next page over is the Wednesday webinars. And I don't know, I'm getting a slow signal message on my computer. Is my connection still okay, Quentin? It's all good? Okay, you're muted. I'm assuming you're saying it's all good.
Yeah, sorry. I can hear you and see you just fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. So on our Wednesday webinar page, what you will find are archived sessions that have happened in the past, right? So there's the video, and then there's also the exit survey. And, you know, Quentin mentioned this before, that you can come back and watch these for PD credit if you missed them the first time around. You do have to complete the exit survey in order to count that professional development hour. But you can see, you know, you can just go back and look at all of the different episodes that we've published. We usually try to get those up on the website within a week of the Wednesday webinar happening. So if you come back here, if you watch one of the videos, you complete the exit survey, and then you can count that 1 hour professional development. All right. And our next page, this is actually when I'm going to turn this over to Dina, because this is our newest page on the website, and this is the Share Your Great Ideas page. So Dina, if you want to explain a little bit about how we developed this and what we hope this gets used for.
Good afternoon, guys. The Share Your Great Idea, or Share Your Great Program idea, it was just a simple thought that I had. And my RPM is Teresa Combs. I'm from Region 8. And we were just talking at one of our regional meetings, and I just thought, I feel like that I am struggling to come up with different ideas, that I was using the same people over and over again for all of my programs every year. And I felt like that my students, they knew exactly what the program was going to be every time. So I just thought, if there was a way that we could put all of our thoughts and our programs and our ideas together, that it would just be a benefit to all of us. And one of the most important parts about it is not just the good stuff that you do. If there was something on a program that didn't work the way that you thought, we all of us, or most of us, use Remix, and Remix is great. Their program is amazing. That's the one that my kids keep asking for, and they all want Jiggy. Well, the last time that I had them, I have a big school. We have like 679 kids, I think is what my enrollment is. So that's a large crowd. Well, the sound system that they brought it wasn't sufficient for what we needed. If I would have known that ahead of time, I could have been more prepared. So, for an example, if we put this in there into the Find Your Great Idea or Your Great Program, that would just give us a heads up. It just lets us work together and share, our experiences. And one of the other big things is, right now we're all working on our action components. We're all looking for different ideas of things that we're going to do in our new grants. This right here, if we go to that, it gives us ideas and it lets us know different things. It has the cost and the component and all that it covers. So Melissa took this when I mentioned it to Tracy Combs, and she took it on. Then I get contacted from Melissa, and she is the one that created this little beauty.
Yeah, so this is a simple Google form inside the website. So you can, when you hover over it, you see this gray block with the arrow pointing out. If you click that, it will actually open this form out into another screen, and you can fill it out. And it's not asking for a whole lot of information, so it should only take a couple of minutes to complete this. So it's your email, the program or ideas title, or whatever you want to title the entry, whether or not you recommend it, contact information for the program or the assembly, what are the grade levels, what standard does it match up with, if any. You can say not applicable. It doesn't all have to, relate back to the standard. The core component that it addresses. Is it going to address an assessed need in your center? You can put that there. And we ask if you're willing to talk about it, further, if you would give us your email, if you're willing to talk with other coordinators about it. And then you just hit the submit form. And when you hit that submit form, those of you who aren't familiar with Google Forms, it populates a spreadsheet, which is this right-hand side of the screen where it says find your great idea. And again, you have the pop-out arrow so that you can open this up into a separate tab on your browser. And it's just a Google sheet. So it works exactly like a spreadsheet, right? So you can, sort it and do the Control F so that you can find specific things. If you're looking for something for a specific component or to meet a need that you have in your school, you can sort on that column because it was one of the questions that we asked. So it's a great way to find more specific information, right? You can search and find in this spreadsheet. I do want to talk just really briefly about the difference between this and the best practice that's located in DFRYSC counts, because we did get a question about that. Are we duplicating effort, right? So, sometimes you will upload a best practice into DFRYSC counts that could also be a share your great idea or share your great program. It could be, that it goes in both places, but the share your great ideas, like Dina said, the idea behind that, her idea behind that, is that it's not just all your best practices. It's things that have worked and things that maybe could have gone a little better, right? So you can find information like, hey, make sure the sound system is sufficient for your size school, right? Those are the kind of things that may not necessarily be in your best practice that you upload to DFRYSC counts. So there is a difference, although best practices could, you know, be here also in your great ideas. So after we got that question, I worked with Tanya Cookendorfer. You guys know she's the FRISC Counts mastermind. And we talked about how those things are different, but how they're also very similar. So what we're going to be doing is they're going to develop an export for us. And this has to go through the programmers, the software developers. They're going to develop an export process for us so that we can automatically take what's entered in best practices and FRISC counts and add them to the Find Your Great Ideas. So you don't have to put it in both places. If you upload a best practice in FRISC counts, we're going to bring it over into this spreadsheet for you. So you'll be able to see not only what coordinators have entered directly into the form, but also what's been uploaded into FRISC counts. So hopefully it's going to make it a very robust resource for everyone. And you don't have to enter it in both places. You know that if you put it in FRISC counts, we're going to get it over into Find Your Great Ideas and your great program spreadsheet for you. So that was, I was really happy that we're going to be able to combine those two things. So it's not like we're going to duplicate anybody's efforts. But I think it was just a great idea that Dina had, and I'm really glad that she said it out loud and was willing to work with us on it. So I really do appreciate that. Dina, is there anything else you want to share about this?
Just one thing. The most important thing about this entire program is that we all use it, that we all share our information, because if we only have 13 or 14 people that share their ideas, that's only 13 or 14 ideas. But if we all put into it, then we can all benefit from it.
Yep. And we're going to start promoting it a little heavier, making sure we get the word out there that this is available for folks, because it is only as good as the information we get into it. So if you have a great program or you hear of one, I would encourage you to jump over here to the training hub and put it in. Like I said, that form should only take a couple of minutes to fill out. So, all right. I do want to spend a few more minutes on the rest of the website and showing you guys some resources that are there, but I want to stop and take a breath and see if there are any questions.
Hey, Melissa, I had a question, but it was
Yeah.
back on the orientation info.
Sure.
I know that there's been talk of it, but do we have any idea or thoughts on when the assistance training might occur?
Quentin can answer that.
Yeah, so I'm working myself and Russell Jones and Paul Cookendorfer and Betty Pennington are working on that. We've got it organized. We're actually going to be testing, presenting, I guess you could say, in Region 9 next month. We're going to do that, see how it goes, try to work out some kinks. Obviously, it'll be the first time we're doing it. See how it goes, see the good, those things we can improve on. Once we do that, then we'll be regrouping and then talking to the other RPMs about maybe some opportunities when to present that in the other regions.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So very soon. They've done some good work on that training. So
We actually met last week, kind of went over some stuff, kind of work on it. So it's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
let's see if we've got anything in.
Oh, Shannon, so you said to clarify, this is for FRISC assistance. So what we're projecting to do is we're doing the training. We're having the coordinators come along with their assistants, and then we're doing certain things together. So the coordinators and the assistants will be together for part of it, and then they'll be splitting off, and the coordinators will go with two of us, and then the assistants will go with two of us, and they'll have certain things designed for them, and then we'll bring them back at the end to kind of finish things up. So it's kind of a collective thing, but we'll be splitting into groups.
All right. So I'm going to jump over here to the next page on the training site, and that is the needs assessment resources page. I know that with getting ready to write your CPPs and looking at needs assessments and all that kind of fun stuff, that this might be a useful place for you guys to check out. We do have the PowerPoint from the training that happened in 2021. As soon as we have a new one, we'll update this material on here. We do have a needs assessment chart. We have the YSC data sheet, the FRC data sheet, and the FRYSC data sheet, and these are all the new ones. They're the 2024, 2026 copies of those. So those are available here. We also have some tips, a checklist, and then we have links to data sources. So if you are looking for needs assessment data for your area, this would be a really good resource for you. Kentucky Department of Ed, fact sheets, KIP data, kids count. There's just a lot of information here. And PowerPoint from today, it's not very useful, Lachelle, I'll tell you that. It's only a couple of screens. So I would encourage you to go back and maybe watch the first few minutes of the recording when we get it up on the website. There are some updates that I need to make to this resource listing. I noticed I've got the 2020 kids count. I don't know if there's a new one of this, but that is definitely on my list for this week's updates for the website, is to make sure that these resources are the most up-to-date resources. But these
Melissa,
were, yes.
Sorry, there is a new kids count book. It's
the
2023. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to make sure I've got my up-to-date info here. But this I think this might be a useful place to check out some of the links that we have here for you guys. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our 5th page over in the needs assessment resources. Okay. The next page is our links and resources. So lots of resources going on. So this has several pages underneath it. So there's a page for technology tips. So it's sorry, it's taken a minute to load these, but these are just resources on technology. This I put together because of COVID. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you adding that link for me in the chat if anybody needs that. When COVID hit and we all went virtual, there were lots of us that had to really step up our technology game. Right? We had to learn some new skills pretty quick. And so this a lot of these resources came from there, but I would suspect that they're still pretty relevant and useful. Learning Excel, level 1 Excel, that's always a good thing to learn how to do some easy things in Excel, some Google Forms, all kinds of tech information here. Probably one of my favorite places on the website. We have a FRYSC Counts tips page, and this is where you will find the most up-to-date FRYSC Counts users guide. And then there's some videos that were created by Tanya on different new development in FRYSC Counts, like the budget amendment video and the unenrolled demo. You'll find that information here. And then on other resources, this is just if I find something interesting. This is kind of the catch-all place for links to other organizations or information that I've come across in various trainings, and I thought they would be useful to add. Yes, and this is where we have the approved training list. And so this Excel spreadsheet comes directly out of FRYSC Counts. These are all of the trainings that have been approved for professional development hours through our office. and I update this about every week. The website itself is updated weekly. So every Friday or Thursday, depending on whatever the last day of the week is, work week for me, I make updates. So that could be adding an article or adding a video or updating the approved training list. There's always something new on the website at least once a week. So we're trying to make it fresh. And many times it's this approved training list. So this gets downloaded from Frisk Counts. I do a little cleanup of the spreadsheet because there's lots of information on there that you really just don't need to know, like date it was submitted and all that kind of stuff. But again, you have the bump out arrow on this spreadsheet. So whenever you see this, what that means is if you click it, it's going to open that spreadsheet into another window and make it a lot easier for you to make changes or do searches or look at it. So that's something that is, I think, sometimes useful if you need to get professional development hours and you're looking for training in a certain topic or that covers a certain area. You can always come to the approved training list here if you want to. Now, obviously, that's also available over in Frisk Counts, but I put it here in case you're on the website and want to know. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. Our last page is just more because there's lots of information and there's so much information it doesn't fit all across the top of the screen, all the pages that we have. But the marketing the center, this is another one of our newer pages that has come from some work that the regional program managers did, and then they presented at Fall Institute. And so this is information and ideas and resources for you to get the word out about what you're doing in your center. You know, what kind of work is happening, what kind of support you're providing, what's happening in your center. How do you let people know what's going on? So we have a page that's dedicated to just giving you resources for that. So the first thing is just a general information slide deck, and you can download this. You can use the little pop-out arrow, open it into another tab, and then either do like a save as or download that into your system onto your computer, and then you can personalize it for your center, right? So that's free for you to use. We also have another PowerPoint here. This one is specifically geared toward those folks who have some influence. So that could be school administration, it could be legislators, decision makers in your community. So a little different audience on this PowerPoint. And then we have some samples of like what we call one-pagers. These are just things that you can print, that you can hand out at your advisory council meetings, or if you have like parent nights or, big school events. You can take these examples, customize them to your center, and then print them and hand them out, or, put them on your Facebook page or to your school website. It's another place that you can put these. Let's see what else we have here. We've got mid-year samples. We have end-of-year samples. So you see a lot of these are very visual, and that's really impactful if you only have like a minute, right, of somebody's time. We used to call those elevator speeches. I don't know if people still call them that or not, but you have somebody's attention for a really short amount of time. You can use something like this end of year sample that's colorful and pictures, but really distills down to important pieces of information. And I do believe that at this point, these are all ones that like I said, that you can open up into another window and then save as. I believe we've gotten all of them into a format that can be adjustable. If not, if you have problems with any of these, let me know and we can update the copy on that. But we worked on that for a little while, making sure that all of these were ones that you could take and customize for your own center. Quite a few of these, I think, were done in a program called Canva. Has anybody used Canva before? Yes. Yeah, Anna, see, that's how I feel about Canva. Like, I love it, and I can see where it would do like really cool things. But man, I'm having a hard time getting the hang of it. I worked on it some this morning, and actually found a class. I don't know if any of you guys are close to Lexington or not, but our public library offers a free class on it. So I would encourage you to check out your libraries and see if they offer anything like that. So I'm excited. I'm taking that next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. So free classes, always a good thing. And if there's any great information that I get from that, I will add it to the training website so I can share it with everybody. But that is our marketing the center page. Like I said, this is one of our newer pages, and so would love for you guys to check it out and see if it can be of help to you. And now our last page is our YouTube channel. And so I do believe that this takes us out to YouTube. It does. Let's see. All right. So you should be seeing the DFRYSC training YouTube channel now. Is that what everybody's seeing? Okay,
Yes.
like I said, I have trust issues. So even though it says it's what I'm sharing, I don't believe it. Uh, so all of the videos that you see on the other pages on the website, and lots of times if you get a link to a video, it is housed here on our YouTube channel. And one of my goals for this year is to increase our subscription numbers on our YouTube channel. We broke 100 in 2024. We're at 101. Yeah, 101 subscribers. But I would like to increase our subscription on our YouTube channel because we just have a lot of really great resources. Probably a lot more than what is that I've got linked over there on the training hub, because we kind of put specific things on specific pages on the training website. But you will find all of the training videos. Like I said, they are housed here on the YouTube channel. So I would encourage you to go and check those out. We do have playlists. So you can look to see, like we've got a gear playlist. If you were a gear grant recipient, we've got tech how-to for FRYSC on a playlist. We've got happy videos on a a playlist. So if you're just feeling a little blue, you can come over here and watch the happy playlist. Most of those are just music videos that got you up and dancing. But there's some good content here on the YouTube channel. So hey, look at that! I went up 2 subscribers just on this webinar. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you all. Like I said, that's one of my goals this year is to increase the subscriptions on here. You can get there also just by going to YouTube and searching DFRYSC training or FRYSC training. You can probably get to it that way too. So, all right, I'm gonna go take us back over here to the home page and see if we have any questions. Or anything you want to go back and look at a little closer. We have time. Because I just talked really fast.
Hi, Melissa, this is
Yes.
Tracy Pulley.
Hi, Tracy.
My question is, you did say it at the beginning that people, coordinators submit requests for trainings they'd like approved hours for on FRISC counts.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where I have a small struggle. I feel like the FRISC count site is difficult, and so just wanted to clarify that there's no way that's ever going to move over to this, because this seems like a much more accessible page. Just a thought.
Just a thought. And I don't want to say never, because you don't never say never, right? So, but that's something that we can certainly talk about. But at this time, those requests do go into FRISC counts.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, yeah, like Will put in chat, you never know.
Helen Williams, and I had a little bit of trouble logging on at first, but I did get to glance briefly at the list you had of certain things where we could get statistics from. Can you repost that again, or is there a place we can access that?
Yes. That is the needs assessment resources. I believe that's what you're talking about. Is this the one you were talking about?
I think it is. Is that on your YouTube channel too, by any chance?
The video might be on the YouTube channel, but the links to the resources are at the bottom of this page. Is that what you're speaking of?
That is exactly what I was looking for. And is that on the Training Hub page?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the training page on the needs assessment resources. You do have to scroll down a little bit to see it. So.
Okay, thanks.
I need to write that. Any more questions? Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate that feedback. Now, I have a question for you guys, and we're actually going to be giving you guys an exit survey like we always do with the Wednesday webinars. And there's a couple of extra questions on there about ranking importance of this information and getting your all's ideas about what would be helpful on this website. Another one of my goals for 2024 is to do a revamp of the training hub, to refresh it, make sure all the information is up to date, add information. So if anybody has any ideas that they want to share out now, you can do that, or you can put them in the exit survey that we're going to give you guys to fill out after this. But I really do want this to be a good resource for coordinators, and a place that you can go to get up-to-date information and find help. I think a lot about what we call just-in-time training. Like you don't want to have to wait until Fall Institute to go to an Infinite Campus training when you're sitting in front of your computer and you forgot how to run an ad hoc, right? You can't wait until November because it's when it's August, and so it'd be great for you to know, oh, hey, I can go to the training website and there is a 5-minute video that I can watch on how to run an ad hoc report. And I don't have to wait until my RPM, gets back from, doing a monitoring to answer my question. I can go and find that information right now, right? And that's what we call just-in-time training, right? You need a piece of information and you shouldn't have to wait you know, on that piece of information to come back to you. You should be able to go to one place and be able to find that. So that's my goal, is to make this training website a place that you can go for those types of information. Okay, let's see. I've got stuff. Canva. Okay. Yeah, Shannon says I'm not very techie and thought Canva would be too hard, but I tried a little longer and it really wasn't that bad. I love it. Yes, I agree. You can, you know, you can get in there and play around with it and figure it out. Let's see here. Oh, and Shannon posted, I guess that's something that you created there in Canva for us in the chat. That's nice and colorful. I like that. Helpful links. Carol shared a helpful links from the division website. Yeah. Okay. So we do have a link to the division website someplace buried on here, and that might be something that, you know, I move to a more prominent place. So yeah, probably here on other resources where you can get to the division website. Or honestly, you know, I may have taken it off here because they were going through a redo on all of CHFS's. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, it's listed on here, but we might need to move it into a more prominent location. So,
Melissa,
yes.
I might lose you since I turned on the microphone, but some of those links with the examples are what I was referring to, not just a link to the page, because there's some great examples that could be pulled in as well, like that you already have on here, but knowing there's others out there. And I go there when I can't find what I'm wanting somewhere else. Like when it's due and all of that, and you've got a list of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the additional information and resources, just kind of some, I guess you can't have everything on one page, but it'd be great to have a one-stop shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can make sure that we share these links on the training page. All right, so everybody's saying they need to learn how to use Canva. Maybe after I take my class next weekend, I'll become an expert. All right. You know, that's Denise, that's a great idea, is to consolidate everything into a spreadsheet. And that is an excellent idea.
Melissa, this is Dana.
Yeah.
Let me just say, as a coordinator, I wasn't aware of everything that the training hub consisted of. And now that I have got more familiar with it, I think if there was just some way of us getting the word out, because I don't think that as coordinators, I don't think that we realize that this is at our fingertips. Like I didn't even realize that it was, that we had all of the information on there that for our grant, all of that was right there and readily available for us. So we just need to spread the word as coordinators too, for all of our other coordinators to hit the training hub up, because it's amazing. I mean, anything that we would need is pretty much there.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of agreement in chat. Yeah, so I would encourage you guys next time you're at a regional meeting to you know, maybe say, hey, I went to this Wednesday webinar and, you know, it was pretty cool. Everybody check out the training hub. Reminder emails, you know, and that's a good idea. You know, we have the ability to, you know, send out, you know, emails to all the coordinators, and it may just be that if there's a particularly quiet week, you know, email wise for us, you know, we're always mindful of not wanting to send too many emails, right? Because it just gets lost. But certainly that is one good strategy. And if you ever need the link to the website, it's in my signature, and I think some of the other RPMs have it in their signature as well. I've been told that it is searchable in Google. Like if you put it in Google search, it will come up, but we do not have it what's called SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is, you know, you get into the very technical side of things, just because, you know, that's where you, you know, have to start paying money and you know, all that good stuff, which I don't have any budget for that. But and again, with the good idea, bookmark it, right? Just hit the bookmark on there and save it. But if you ever need the website, you can just email me, melissa.newton@ky.gov. Pretty easy, or your RPM. The RPM should be able to send you the link as well. Okay, well, I appreciate everybody's attention and your time today. Quentin has put in the approval code and also the link to the exit survey. And this one is really, they're all important, I'll say that, but this one's really important to me. So do me a favor and take a minute and share with me your ideas. I think that Dina can probably attest to this, that when, you know, we get an idea that we can move on, we do. You know, if it's something that, you know, is going to be useful to the coordinators and it's something that we can bring to you guys, we will absolutely do that. So please share with me your thoughts and ideas. And if you think of something later, you can always email me. But, and Dina will attest to this too, be careful because I'll make you come do training with me.
She's telling the truth. And go share your great program ideas.
Yes, yes. Take a couple of minutes and fill that form out. All right, Quentin, we are finished.